Rivian has established its brand identity through the premium R1T and R1S, but the upcoming 2026 Rivian R2 represents a critical strategic pivot. Often described as the brand's sophomore album, the R2 is a 5-seat compact SUV designed to translate Rivian's adventurous DNA into a mass-market price bracket. While the larger R1 series targeted the luxury off-road enthusiast, the R2 aims directly at the heart of the electric crossover segment, currently dominated by the Tesla Model Y. The interesting part about this model is that it is not simply a scaled-down R1. It debuts a completely new midsize platform and a battery architecture that fundamentally changes how Rivian manufactures its vehicles. Today, we are breaking down the technical ground truth of the 2026 Rivian R2. The primary engineering gap addressed by the R2 is the complexity bottleneck that historically made the R1 series expensive and difficult to scale. According to official manufacturer documentation, the R2 is approximately 15 inches shorter than the R1S, measuring 185.6 inches in length. While the R1S was built for 7 passengers, the R2 is strictly a 2-row, 5-passenger vehicle. This reduced footprint is intentional, allowing the SUV to fit into standard residential garages and maneuver through tight urban environments more effectively than its full-size sibling. However, the most significant technical improvement over previous Rivian models lies in manufacturing efficiency. Rivian has confirmed that the R2 utilizes the new Maximus drive unit. This unit is 40% more power-dense than the older Enduro units and requires 30% fewer fasteners for assembly. This reduction in hardware complexity suggests that Rivian has optimized the R2 for high-volume production, aiming to avoid the manufacturing hurdles that slowed the initial R1 rollout. By decreasing the number of components, Rivian is targeting a lower cost of entry without sacrificing the rugged capability that defines the brand. The 2026 R2 is built on the Rivian Midsize platform, or MSP. It will be available in 3 distinct powertrain configurations: a single-motor rear-wheel drive variant, a dual-motor all-wheel drive setup, and a flagship tri-motor all-wheel drive arrangement. This tri-motor configuration features 2 motors on the rear axle and 1 on the front. Official information confirms that this top-spec version will be capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3.0 seconds. This performance capability places the R2 among the quickest SUVs in its class, suggesting that Rivian is using high-output power electronics to maintain a performance advantage over entry-level luxury rivals. The SUV is supported by a suspension system consisting of McPherson struts in the front and a multi-link setup in the rear. Technical reports confirm a ground clearance of 9.8 inches. This 9.8-inch measurement is substantially higher than the Tesla Model Y's 6.6 inches, which implies that while the R2 is smaller than the R1, it retains enough drive-over-it prowess to handle genuine off-road trails. The core of the R2's range and charging strategy is the move to next-generation cylindrical battery cells. The R2 will be the first vehicle to use LG Energy Solution 4695 cells, which have a 46mm diameter and a 95mm height. These cells are larger than the 2,170 cells used in current models and provide more than 6 times the energy capacity per individual cell. This advancement is critical. It allows Rivian to use only 768 cells in the R2 battery pack, compared to the 7,776 cells found in some R1 configurations. This 90% reduction in cell count simplifies the battery management system and reduces the number of potential points of electrical failure. Furthermore, the R2 utilizes a structural battery pack design where the top of the battery housing serves as the actual floor of the vehicle. This cell-to-body integration increases the SUV's torsional rigidity by an estimated 25%, providing a more stable platform for off-road driving while simultaneously lowering the vehicle's center of gravity. For charging, the R2 will feature a native North American Charging Standard, or NACS, port on the rear driver's side. This placement ensures that owners can use Tesla's supercharger stations natively without an adapter, fitting into the charger stalls in the same orientation as Tesla vehicles. Rivian estimates that using a level 3 DC fast charger, the R2 can recharge from 10% to 80% in less than 30 minutes. The exterior design of the R2 maintains the unmistakable Rivian family bloodline, featuring the signature horizontal light bar and robot eye oval headlamps. However, the proportions have been shrink-wrapped to match the smaller platform. Design highlights include rear quarter windows that can pop out to vent the cabin and a rear hatch glass that can be electronically powered down into the tailgate. This power-sliding rear window matters because it allows for the transport of long items, such as surfboards, without needing to leave the entire hatch open. Inside, the R2 features a 15.6-inch center touchscreen and a dedicated digital driver display. In direct response to customer feedback from the R1 series, the R2 includes not one, but two glove boxes. The steering wheel features two large haptic thumb wheels that provide tactile feedback as the driver scrolls through menus. Perhaps the most unique utility feature is the fold-flat front and rear seats. When both rows are stowed, the R2 creates a perfectly level interior floor, allowing for an inflatable air mattress to be used for in-vehicle camping. For utility and towing, the R2 is rated to tow up to 5,000 pounds. While this is less than the R1S's 7,700-pound capacity, it remains a significant figure for a compact SUV, suggesting it is capable of hauling small campers or utility trailers. The front trunk, or frunk, offers approximately 5.0 cubic feet of storage, which is slightly larger than the 4.1 cubic feet found in the Tesla Model Y, providing enough room for roughly 6 grocery bags. The 2026 R2 will debut with an advanced sensor suite featuring 11 cameras and 5 radars. This hardware is intended to support Rivian's Driver Plus system, with the potential for Level 3 autonomous driving features in the future. The vehicle also introduces an integrated energy management control module. This module includes a standard bidirectional charger, enabling vehicle-to-home, or V2H, power. This technology allows the R2 to act as a home backup battery during a blackout, providing an estimated 3.3 kilowatts of AC power to run household appliances. The 2026 Rivian R2 is expected to enter production in the first half of 2026 at Rivian's facility in Normal, Illinois. The targeted starting MSRP is confirmed at $45,000 for the single-motor base model. This $45,000 price point is a strategic ground truth for the brand, as it positions the R2 thousands of dollars below the current R1S, which starts near $75,000. When compared to its chief rival, the Tesla Model Y long range, the R2 offers a competitive price per range value. At $45,000 for an estimated 330 miles with the large battery pack, the R2 provides 1 mile of range for approximately $136. In today's market, the Model Y long range RWD costs roughly $147 per mile of range. This pricing strategy suggests that Rivian is willing to compete aggressively on value to secure a foothold in the mass-market EV space. Additionally, because the R2 is manufactured domestically and uses Arizona-sourced battery cells, it is expected to qualify for the full $7,500 federal tax credit in the United States. The 2026 Rivian R2 is a calculated evolution of a young brand's vision. By leveraging next-generation cell technology and the high-efficiency Maximus drive unit, Rivian has engineered a vehicle that addresses the practical needs of the mass market while retaining the off-road character of its larger siblings. From the 5,000-pound towing capacity to the innovative fold-flat interior, the technical grounding of the R2 suggests it is designed for users who view their vehicle as a tool for adventure. If you enjoy calm, factual breakdowns of upcoming cars and future automotive technology, consider subscribing to Auto Foresight. Tell us in the comments which feature of the R2 interests you more, the 3.0-second acceleration or the 9.8 inches of ground clearance.